This week we're spending our first holiday at Old Oaks in Somerset. We planned to visit lots of places while we were here, but the weather had other ideas. We've been in the middle of a heat wave and temperatures today reached 34.5 Celsius, just a little bit warm. This meant that we had to change our plans. Not only was it really hot for us with no relief from it, it was really hot for Jasper too, especially for his paws on the ground. So rather than trying to cram everything in that we'd planned, because we were going to go to Glastonbury Abbey and go to the Tor and go to Wells and all sorts of different places, we thought we'd just slow right down and take it easy. So this is a photo of our pitch. One of the first things that impressed us about it is how spacious it is. Something we really liked about Old Oaks is they're not prescriptive about the way that you pitch. So every single site we have been to before this one, they tell you that you must pitch your camper, your caravan or whatever it is, pitch it sideways, and some of them even have a little spot on the floor where your jockey wheel's supposed to sit, just to make sure you're in the correct position. But here they don't care how you pitch as long as you stay on the hard standing and you don't go on the grass. So for us this meant we could turn the OPUS around so it sat at the back, have the sun canopy on and then the gazebo. Now as the sun is pointing at us directly face on in the afternoon, having the gazebo in front did give us a little bit of shade from it. It wasn't a massive help, to be fair, with 34.5 degrees C, but it provided some shade for us. We've also changed how we camp over the last few years. We originally started out with just the OPUS, then we added in the awning, which was great for that extra space attached to the OPUS. But it was really hard work putting the thing on and taking it off. So we decided to ditch the awning and get a gazebo instead. So we could use the gazebo for the storage space that the awning had, but the gazebo is a gazillion times easier to put up than the awning was. And then we got sun canopy, which attaches where the awning used to, so that provides a little bit of shade when you're coming out of the door of the OPUS. If it's raining, it gives you a little bit of protection so you don't get rained on. And then how we're pitched here with the gazebo in front of the sun canopy, we can just step straight out into it. So it really works well for us that way. Inside the OPUS, tabletop dishwasher. A lot of people disagree with me about the dishwasher. They think it's a bit over the top, but for me it's absolutely perfect. When I've been running around and sorting everybody out, the last thing I want to be doing is standing there over a bowl of dirty dishes. So in the dishwasher they go, and it's not my problem anymore. Absolutely perfect. It's my one essential piece of equipment, which a lot of people disagree with me, but there we go. It's perfect for me. I'm not going to do a full tour of the campsite because there are loads and loads of videos out there on YouTube that show you exactly what Old Oaks looks like. What I am going to do, however, is I'm going to show you some videos of the accessible shower rooms because these aren't seen very often. The first one is called Middle Oaks, and it's the one that we actually use because it's closest to our pitch. So in here, this is one of the disabled shower rooms. It's the one closest to where we are staying. So it's the one that John uses. There's plenty of room in here. There's plenty of room to turn around. Plenty of space. So I just point out to John and put his towel on there, put his toiletries on there, and then he can have his shower in here. And there's a nice bench there to put stuff on to get ready. You could turn a wheelchair around in there. I'm not sure how you would go on if you need a proper changing place, but for most people it will do the job. The second shower room is in the orchard block, which was the original block. This is the other disabled toilet and shower area in what's called the orchard. So it's the original ones. It's smaller. It's also quieter. The extractor fan isn't as loud, and there is slightly less space, so it might be a little more difficult in a wheelchair to turn around, but the other one has tons of room. But again, they're both spotless. The extractor fan is a lot quieter. The one in Middle Oaks is very noisy, as you probably noticed, but the orchard one's much quieter. But one thing I can say about both of them is they're absolutely immaculate. Perfect. So what did we think of Old Oaks? Well, apart from the weather, which has absolutely nothing to do with the site, we have absolutely loved it. I love coming to Somerset. We've been to a few different sites around Somerset. I love the county. It's so dog friendly. There's so much for Jasper to do. But this site is absolutely the creme de la creme. The whole thing is spotless. The pitches are big. The staff are really friendly. Jasper loved the free runs and the doggy swimming pond. Once he'd gotten used to the cold the first time, he really loved it, and he's loved playing with the other dogs that have been about. He's had a fabulous time. Obviously not in the hottest parts of the day, but in the morning and in the evening he's loved it. So even though we didn't get to do everything that we planned to do, we've still had a fantastic holiday, and we are definitely planning to come back here. However, we're going to go for a pitch that's a bit more shaded than this one, because this one has been absolute torture, if I'm perfectly honest, for the heat. But what we've learned from this trip is sometimes you just have to adapt your plans rather than stick to them rigidly. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful, please give us a thumbs up, and if you'd like to, please feel free to subscribe, and we shall see you next time.